Hey everyone, Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois here, and I'm in the Louisiana Cooking Test Kitchen, your authority for all things great out of the Bayou State. Today, I'm making sauteed chicken livers on toast. Let's get cooking. All right, first thing I want to do is get my bread toasted. The reason why is once these chicken livers are kind of blotted dry and then seasoned and cooked, we want to be prepared with all of our other ingredients to get going because those chicken livers want to be eaten hot and fresh out that skillet. So let's cut some bread. I'm just going to have a simple like French bread or po' boy loaf or something just nice. You can use sourdough. You can use even something like focaccia or some other flatbread. Just buy nice bread from your grocery store, from your bakery, and we're gonna just get a nice toast on it. I'm gonna cut mine on like a nice little sharp bias, just about I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch thick. I'm just gonna do a few pieces here. I'm gonna go ahead and toast it with a little olive oil on this pan here. Got to kick it up to about medium. Get a good. I like to get really. I want my bread to really toast in kind of heavy oil. So I'll even do that and then give it a flip. Get both sides oiled. And because I give it that little into the oil and flip, this is why I tend to put a little more oil than I might need, because I know that I'm going to soak up a lot of oil during this process. I want nice, oily, toasted, fully toasted, crusty pieces of bread. Kick that up right around medium. Not only am I going to do that, I'm going to season my bread. I'm going to hit it with a little salt and hit it with some pepper. And to me, you can already see that bread seems a little dry on the bottom. I'm going to give it a little more oil, just kind of right on top. Now, even when I'm toasting this bread like that, I'll even take, like, if you got some rosemary or different herbs in the fridge, you can go ahead and just add those to the pan. That heat will extract those oils and it'll become part of the, what this bread is toasted in. And it just kind of gives another little element to your toasted bread. It's a pretty simple recipe. And so having, incorporating flavors and seasonings into the different elements, whether it be the bread, the cream cheese, or the chicken livers, is going to help elevate this dish. Just give it some more nuance, give it some more complexity, and it should be right on. Now, while this bread toasts, I want to take my chicken livers and I want to dry them off. Just on some paper towels is fine. The reason why I do this, you can already see there's a fair amount of moisture in those chicken livers. And our goal is to really sear these livers hot and fast in this skillet, get some good color, but we don't want to overcook them. But we don't want to add really wet chicken livers into just a pan that has a lot of hot fat in it. They're already going to splatter quite a bit, and you need to be prepared for that when searing chicken livers. But if they are wet, they will really pop and splatter, and you don't want to be anywhere near that. So I just like to just take them out of the container or whatever bowl. These are cleaned of all their membrane and stuff like that. Pretty easy to find in your local grocery. Again, you want to buy the best chicken livers possible. You want to look for, organic, free-range chicken livers. Either way, it's a filtering organ, right? So whatever that chicken, or even if it's, beef or calf liver, like what that animal eats matters. And so having good chicken livers from chickens that have been fed good grain, have been more pasture raised, is a good thing. So I'm going to just take a look at this bread, and we're only kind of crusty on the outside. You can kind of move them around a little bit, and I can smell that rosemary heating up too. And all that's just going to just subtly embed itself into that crusty bread. I'm gonna blot these chicken livers dry, and I'm gonna kick up, start getting my pan hot to cook these chicken livers. It's on about medium heat right now, but I will crank it up to even hotter, but I'm not ready to get that pan hot yet. I don't wanna season my chicken livers yet. Let's just keep that paper towel on them. And here, when that pan starts getting hot, when I'm a little closer with the bread, we'll go ahead and season our chicken livers. Only gonna use salt and pepper here, but I'm also gonna have some thyme and also some rosemary to fry in the fat while those chicken livers cook as well. Again, just adding some more flavor to that chicken liver dish. We have just normal cream cheese here. You can whip that cream cheese to even lighten it and soften it. You do want it soft, so if you're not gonna whip it, go ahead and take your cream cheese out and let it temper at room temperature. This is Tabasco pepper jelly. You can use whatever pepper jelly that you have. Whatever pepper jelly that you like is what's important. Even things like cowboy candy, which is candied jalapeños, would be really good with this. Maybe even honey would simply be good with this. Pepper jelly, again, is just, it's a simple dish with simple ingredients, and the pepper jelly just helps and adds some dynamic to this chicken liver on toast. If you want to fry your chicken livers, be my guest. Do that as well. It's really good in this preparation as well. I'm just going to give them a flip, even though I want them to be even crustier here. I'm going to give them a flip. Start getting that other side. I'm going to even hit it with a little more olive oil on top. Just get that pan a little wet again because that bread wants to absorb that olive oil. I'm going to season this side because remember, I only seasoned the other side. I'm going to season this side with salt and pepper as well. Okay. Oh, I'll need that pepper for the chicken livers. All right. I think I feel good about starting my next step here because as those guys, ideally I want all this to come together at the same time. Warm, crusty bread, seared chicken livers to medium rare medium, and then they can be consumed as is. All right. So let's take that chicken liver towel off. You can see how that's absorbed some moisture there, and also the bottom, how that paper towel has absorbed moisture. So let's give this a little bit of fresh peanut oil or grapeseed oil, some good high temp cooking oil right here. Don't want to so much use that olive oil like we have for the bread in here. Let's just keep that. We're going to crank that on high. And then I'm going to go ahead and salt and pepper these chicken livers. Let's check on this bread here. All right, we're going to turn this down because this is looking pretty good. It's getting nice and toasted. Just move that around. All right, that pan is hot. Now, a couple things I want to be prepared for. I have my seasoned chicken livers. I have a hot pan. I have butter. We don't need the salt, and I have this thyme and rosemary. Once I get all my chicken livers in here, I'm gonna add my thyme and rosemary so it can start infusing itself in the fat. And when I think I'm about done, I'm gonna just add some butter, roll those chicken livers around, and then finish this dish. All right, so chicken livers go in this hot pan. Remember, when we're putting things in hot pans, as you can see, I'm always placing it in the pan and then going away from me. Reason is I'm doing that, I don't want that grease to splatter on me. If there is going to be a splatter, it's going to be outward, all right? And you can already see those chicken livers are popping, so now I need to speed up. They will pop. It's guaranteed no matter what I do, no matter how much I dry it, those livers will pop. All right? Chicken livers in, boom. Plate out the way. Garlic. Thyme, rosemary, and those are just blasting away. It's on high. I'm going to add a little bit of butter here, kind of in two different sections. One over here, one over here. I'm keeping an eye on my bread. Just kind of get that up again. You know what? I'm going to take this bread off. Get it on that plate. Woo! You heard that? Heard that pop? All right, now I'm going to try to finish the rest. Well, that makes a lot of sense. It's not on. All right, that bread's doing its thing. I'm keeping the chicken livers on one side, but I'm just kind of loosening them up a bit. I'm going to use a spoon to any ones that want to free themselves. And just kind of make sure that they are. All right, from here you can give them another little pinch of salt. Remember, this side was not seasoned. Another black pepper. If you had some like garlic cloves right here, this is a good place for them to go in. And that garlic would do the same thing that this rosemary and thyme is doing, just kind of inoculate itself, if you will, in that fat and really flavoring those chicken livers as it toasts. Now for these, you can see like some chicken livers are bigger than others. Those are going to obviously need more time. So what I'm going to do is just take these small ones, give them a little turn. And if they look like a little flatter or smaller, just going to give them a turn. And little by little, because I feel like those are pretty close to being done, because they're smaller, I'm going to pull them onto a separate plate. These will continue to carry over, so you do want to be somewhat mindful of that. Then these bigger ones I'm going to turn over here, give them a little time to finish cooking. And the smaller chicken livers are basically done here. Just give them a little flip. You're not going to sear them on that side again. That's going to come out. All right. That is off. Now, it made a mess. Like I said, those chicken livers splatter and pop. It's on my hands. It's all over this entire cooking surface. We'll just move that out of the way. Get this crusty bread onto the plate. Now, what I like to do is, you notice I have like a little setup here right in front of me with cream cheese and pepper jelly. Now, you could just simply, you could build this for folks, but what I think is more fun is actually letting them build it themselves. So I will just put it in this little, whatever little container, bowl, little serving dish. And then go right on the center of the table, or it could be something that folks kind of build themselves in their own little piece of toast and whatever. I also like to give, I don't want to forget about this, so I'm going to do it right now. Have a little bit of green onion. Let's see. Let's give this a little slice. Try to find like a nice, good bias cut on the green onions. Just a little bit, just a little pile. And to get this right on the plate here with that. You can always cut more. And then just taking these pieces of bread and just kind of shingle them out. Comme ça. And look, I'll save this one for me. What I like to do, I like to just take a nice heaping spoon of cream cheese and get a good layer of it. It really, in my opinion, it really wants it. All right. And then you can grab, get your chicken livers here. Just place them. I like to kind of just give them a gentle little press down into the cream cheese. And then some of that pepper jelly just right on top. If you want to, some pepper jellies are tighter than others. This one tends to be a little tighter. Like if you wanted to pop that in a mic or a little saucepan and just kind of break that pepper jelly down a little bit, you can certainly do that and just let it kind of drape down over the chicken livers. And then lastly, I like to just add just a little green onion. Now, obviously, that's more than 1 or 2 bites. That's a pretty substantial bite. It's just a good little thing to have if you're at a dinner party and people just want to kind of sit down and have a bigger bite before their meal or something like that. But it really just makes a nice little bite in general. All I'm going to do, you can cut it in half. You can serve them like this, where you have 1 chicken liver. But just for the sake of checking out how this guy is cooked, you can see I'm about a little over medium, so I've actually gone a little more than what I want, but not too much. That chicken liver is still not completely, overcooked and hammered. It's still got a nice softness and delicateness to it. Let's take a bite. There's something about just a nicely roasted chicken liver with that cream cheese and that pepper jelly. It's a combination that you can't quite put your finger on. It just works somehow. It is so good. It makes my mouth water after 1 bite. I want just another one ASAP. If you've never tried this combo, I suggest you take this recipe, put it to work, get in your kitchen, and get cooking. My name's Chef Jean-Paul, and I am out.